So in my dietary practice, there is one question that often comes to me, that should we be consuming ghee or not? So frankly, I'll be very open and honest about my take on ghee. So there was a time I wasn't very comfortable with consuming ghee, but over time I realized that my body started to get a lot of dryness and brittleness, and so that dryness and brittleness was not just about dry skin or dry hair, really brittle hair. It was also about my that crackling feeling in my joints. It was also about feeling that not feeling that flexibility in the body. So you actually start to feel that tightness, that brittleness in the body when your body is lacking good lubrication. It's not oiled enough. So that's where since I was also studying Ayurveda, I realized that how important ghee can be. So as a part of my Ayurveda education, I realized that after a certain age, a woman specifically starts to get into a phase called Vata phase, which is all about dryness, coldness, roughness. And that's also one of the reasons why Ayurveda has a very strong emphasis on consuming fats, oils, or ghee, the good quality ones, the cold pressed ones. And the specific reason is that our body after a certain age needs lubrication. It needs that oily fat. The Ayurveda therapies with yoga that I started implementing a few months back was starting my day with 1 spoon of ghee added to a small cup of warm water and consuming it as the first thing in the morning. Why in the morning? Because the absorbability and the capability of the oil to get absorbed at the different tissue level is really high on an empty stomach, and I feel the difference is amazing. And to my surprise, the crackling feeling that I used to have in my knees, which was a part of or an indication that my body was high on vata, I started to feel differences there. That crackling feeling went off. I felt a lot more flexibility during my yoga practice. My skin got better. That lubrication factor which was getting missed onto on my skin, and that dryness which was happening was benefited to quite an extent. And then I realized that there's a lot of myth around how we look at ghee or the fats that we consume. It's very much a part of our traditional Indian ancient Ayurveda diet, and it's always been a part of Indian households. But the way the way the bodies respond in these times, like the weight shooting up, and we really want to cut down on the fats without realizing that cutting fats can have even more deeper impact. So we need fats, we need ghee to kind of keep our body internally smooth, internally lubricated, and also to have some amount of good fat to support us in the later years. So if the body starts to get brittle or dry, and which shows as indications or signs on the skin as dry skin, or hair losing its smoothness, getting drier, is also an indication that internally the body is getting drier. The drier the body, the brittle the body, the easier it breaks. Now, having said that, there are of course some do's and don'ts that really apply to each person, depending what health condition and constitution they already have. For people with conditions like cholesterol conditions or heart conditions, or any conditions which are to do with high fat in the body, of course you should be consuming fats mindfully. So our body on the outside, the way it behaves, the signs that it shows is a strong indicator what's going on in the body. If you're feeling those signs of dryness, that brittleness, the body giving those signs of crackling sounds in your joints, is a strong indication that your body is lacking those fats which are very much required to keep that flexibility on in the body. In that case, consuming some good amount of good fats like flax seeds, chia seeds, ghee is a very good addition to your diet.